Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button, leave a like down below. Today we're going to talk about Showcase Mode and things I would like to see added to it in 2K26 and beyond. So, before we get started on my list, there's only about 5 things on my list, so there's something I thought about and it kind of sent a light bulb off in my brain because of the way I like certain things. And I thought it'd be really cool to have a museum that you can go into with your creator wrestler, any wrestler on the roster if you wanted to, walk around and interact with certain items in the museum to basically activate the showcase matches. The cool idea behind this could be, since they love having tons of content locked behind showcase mode as far as like creator wrestlers, parts, actual wrestlers, arenas, stuff like that, you have to play through the mode to unlock all that stuff. And they have the stupid checklist, which we'll get to that in a minute. This would be a great way to really kind of have like a bonus story mode, if you will. Cool thing that they could have Jackie come in, they could have someone that knows wrestling history or is a mouthpiece on the mic. They could come in and be like, hey, we're setting up this museum and we really need your help. But before we do that, let me tell you about this item right here. This is the newest item. We're going to work it in here, but before we place it, she wants to tell you about the cool match. And as she starts telling you, it kind of goes into this like dream sequence, and all of a sudden you're playing the showcase match. And then she's narrating certain segments of it, and then as you wrap up the match and you win and everything, or do what you're supposed to, boom, those items are there, and you could look at them in 3D. They could have like the championship that Ultimate Warrior won when he beat Hulk Hogan. They could have a mini little Hell in a Cell, or part of the Hell in a Cell that Mick Foley got thrown through, even though he's pretty much done with WWE. So I have a feeling he's not going to be in the next game. If you know, you know. But stuff like that. Like the screw job they did to Bret the Hitman Hart. They could have his jacket in there, or his glasses. There's so many cool little historic things that they could put in there to really make the mode shine. Because in its current state, to me, it feels like you could just go make these matches in exhibition mode, pretty much making this mode pretty much pointless, to me anyway. Because if you want to see these matches again or relive these matches, granted you're not actually playing the match, you could just go look them up on YouTube, but this is how I feel about it. I know a lot of you guys like showcase mode, but I just thought it'd be a really cool idea to really take this mode to the next level, like a breakout new feature, and is to have this cool interactive museum, kind of like the locker room that we've been discussing in the last couple videos. Something like that, but a museum setting where you can actually walk around and interact. It would just be super fun and add more content to the game. And if we're going to drop last gen, if that rumor is true, because PlayStation's pretty much preventing new games from getting online stuff, I forget exactly what it was. I'll have to go look at my own video to see what I was talking about. But anyway, it sounds like they might drop at least the PS4 and Xbox One editions now that they have the Switch 2, PS5, and Xbox Series. I have a feeling that's going to be the case. However, with this chip shortage going on, they might actually put the game out on last-gen consoles. So that might be a thing. So don't count out the PS4 or Xbox One just yet. With the chip shortage, they're going to need every cell they can possibly get, because it's going to be very difficult to sell consoles in the next 5 to 10 years. So be warned, 2K28 and 29 all the way up to 2K30 might be on PS4 if things keep going the way they're going. Alright, so let's get to this list. So now that the table is set, this awesome museum type mode that you can explore and walk around and have fun in. You can even invite your friends if they wanted to add an online component to it. Look at all the stuff I've unlocked. Have you unlocked this yet? That'd be super fun. That'd be a great way to introduce like tag team matches if they wanted to make showcase mode basically online with friends. They could have it to where you use the computer NPC to help you play the tag matches, or you can team up with a buddy and co-op. That'd be super fun. Anyway, like I was saying, the first thing on the list that I wrote down before I came up with that idea of the museum is first-person entrances. If the intention is to have us walk a mile in the shoes of these historic wrestlers during iconic moments like we discussed before, then I want to come to the ring in first-person view. I think it would be a nice little touch and make you feel like you're that wrestler in that moment. That would be super fun. Also, it would be cool to add first-person entrances, or at least a toggle, kind of like they have now where you can change the camera. Just go into first-person mode so you're actually looking around and walking down to the ring as that wrestler. I think that'd be a nice, cool thing to do next year. Number 2, if they want to dwell on historic matches and moments, take it a step further and include backstage segments, interviews, promos, all aspects of the match that they are showcasing. For promos, they could have like a quick time event where you have to hit every note, not like right on, to make the promo as successful as it was when it happened. Perfect example, CM Punk's pipe bomb. Let's say they turn that into a little mini game quick time event, and if you miss some of the quick time events, the promo doesn't land as well, and you lose points. Like you lose like overall points, and then you don't unlock everything because they always have a checklist in these games or in this mode. So just little stuff like that, kind of like a rhythm game. I think that'd be really cool. And they could also do the same thing for entrances if they really want to take it a step further. Make us have to hit all the major moments within that match. For an entrance idea, you know how Batista would do his boom, 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 and then he slap his chest, and then boom, and the fireworks will go off. That could be a little button command quick time event thing where you have to get the timing down, and there's so many little things that they could add to the game for showcase mode in particular, because this is all about showcasing moments and the wrestlers in those moments. Why not just go all the way? Like if it's just matches and a checklist the way it is, it's boring. We've done that 20 times already. We gotta take it a step further. We gotta innovate. We gotta make the mode better. And this is what I'm trying to do with these videos. Anyway, so that's what was it, number 2. Number 3, what if matches. Now this is probably the most exciting thing for me if they do this. After we beat the matches the historic way, have the player, us, unlock a what if version for that match. Example could be, what if Cody lost at WrestleMania 40 and never finished the story? What if Stone Cold faced Hogan at WrestleMania, I believe that was WrestleMania 18? Feel free to yell at me down in the comments below, instead of The Rock. What if Bray Wyatt ended Undertaker's streak instead of Brock Lesnar? They could also throw in goofy stuff like, what if Cody faced Ultimate Warrior and back in the 80s, like what if Cody fell through a portal in time and had to face Ultimate Warriors? You know, it's just crazy stuff like that. Or Roman got to face The Rock instead of Cody. Stuff like that. I feel like what if matches could really make this mode excel. They could forget all the other stuff I just mentioned before this and just put in what if matches with actual cutscenes and everything played out. That would be super fun, and that would get me to want to beat the mode multiple times to try to get these matches. That would be super cool. I know I use that terminology a lot, but it would be. So, meh. Number 4, no more all or nothing unlocks. This is a personal gripe for me. That pretty much killed the mode for me this year. If you miss one thing on that checklist, you don't unlock anything. So you basically would have to repeat the entire thing from scratch, start completely over, and redo every checklist item in order to unlock the items for that match. To me, that was a stupid way to do it this year, and it made me not even want to touch the mode. In fact, I think I only played the first 4 or 5 matches, and then that was it. I never finished it because of that. I never even got to the what was it, that Hell in the Cell tag match that everybody was complaining about, or the ladder match. I think it was a ladder match that people were complaining about. Once I heard about that ladder match, I'm like, nope, I don't care. So I never got to unlock that cool Roman Reigns ones up arena that's kind of like the SmackDown Fist arena, which is my favorite arena. I love that arena. I even had a toy of that when I was younger. I miss the old Titantrons, man. This big screen stuff is boring. Bring back the cool Titantrons, man. Anyway, number 5, last thing on the list. When new DLC wrestlers get dropped, have at least one from each of the packs get a showcase match added to the mode. Modern wrestling fans might not know who some of these legends are, and this is a great way to, air quotes, showcase these wrestlers, and it kind of promotes the packs in general. So let's say Mark Henry, right? That pack Mark Henry was in, I'll have to go look at it again. I don't remember the exact pack. But the pack that Mark Henry came in, I know a lot of modern wrestling fans that, let's say they're brand new, they might not know who Mark Henry is, right? What a great way to have some of his marquee matches in there to really excel. Like when he won the ECW Championship, when he won the World Heavyweight Championship, stuff like that. Just really showcase the wrestler. And at that point, they could have slight real footage at the beginning just to showcase him, to see, you know, oh, this is what he looked like, and then immediately transition to in-game cutscene. Like, just barely have a tiny bit of footage. Boom. This would really highlight these legendary wrestlers that deserve pretty much all the flowers that you can possibly give them, because they pretty much kept the industry going, kind of like, much like John Cena, for as many years as it's been around. So anyway, there is showcase mode, wish lists, and everything all wrapped up. So to recap, a really cool museum mode that you can walk around in and interact with the historic items from the historic matches that you're playing through. What if matches, where what if the outcome was different, or what if certain wrestlers didn't face each other, like Cody and Roman? What if it was Roman and The Rock that faced each other instead of Cody? What if that's what actually happened, and The Rock was the one to end his streak, his title reign, Roman Reigns' title reign, instead of Cody? Imagine how that what would have happened. Would Cody still be the top guy? Would they have had Cody face Roman and The Rock and win that way? I think that was the original plan, but the fans' huge backlash pretty much made it so he had to finish the story then. And I kind of think it worked out. So as always, let me know what things you would like to see added or changed to showcase mode. Let me know if I'm crazy for wanting some of this crazy innovation for, I don't know, a game with modern technology, maybe? Again, if we're dropping last gen. Let me know in the comments down below what you would like to see added to showcase mode next year and the following years. And as always, thank you for watching, and stay frosty.
That boot, Yoko staggering, stunning, and he's down!
Delicious!